Hi everyone and welcome back to Taekwondo Step by Step. My name is Andrew and we have arrived at the end of our Taekwondo week. And you know the saying, the things that we start today, we must finish today. The things that we start this week, of course, we must finish this week. And that's why we have today's lesson, because we're going to revise everything that we've done all during the week. You know, these days, just about everyone takes vitamin pills. And vitamin pills, of course, are good for us. But tell me, when's the best time to take vitamin pills? In the morning or in the evening? Ding dong ding! Yes, it's in the evening. Of course, because it's connected with our digestive system and the way our body works that way. Because we don't go to the toilet and stuff during the night so much, then it's easier for our bodies to absorb the goodness out of all the vitamins. So remember that from now on. Not so much in the morning, but in the evening, it's a good time to take them. Anyway, let's get right into our lesson now. Let's go and look at the man himself, Master Lee Gyuhyun.
경례! 준비! 품새 태국 실장 구역 맞추다 하! 하이! 하! 하이! 바로
Alright, you've just seen the first 4 patterns in Taegeuk 7장. Before we go into the actual patterns, I'll have to explain to you what beom-seogi is. Okay, in the beom-seogi stance, you narrow the gap between your toes like this. The gap should be half that of the beom-seogi, so about 22.5 degrees. Now you slightly bend your knees from here. Remember to have your knees in line with your toes. And then move your right foot so that the back sole will be set where the toes were. Then you turn to your left. You turn to your left and you keep your body upright and shift your weight to the left leg for support. When the right leg is extended, it's called beom-seogi, and the left extended is called 왼범서기. Now we'll take a look at Taegeuk 7장. Don't forget to make a big wind up after a firm balance. It should look like this. Then you make a powerful block with a Batangson like this. It's really difficult to block effectively using the Batangson, but after enough practice, you'll know how to counter the opponent with this maneuver. One other reminder is that, if possible, you should have the tips of your fingers raised. Next, you kick with your right leg and swiftly return to the original position. Setting your foot down, you go through the 몸통막기. Okay, this is where we left off, the 왼범서기 몸통막기. Now, from here, what's important is changing your stance. You shift your left leg to your right and spin around like this. And also you slightly shift your right foot. You then follow through with the Batangson 몸통 an-makki. Don't forget to straighten your hand for the Batangson. Do not bend your wrist. And of course, the tips of the fingers should be pointing up. Now from here, you balance yourself and kick with your right leg. It's very important to maintain your balance after the kick. Fold your leg and set it back to where it was. And setting your foot down, you do the 몸통막기. Now, at this instant, many beginners would find themselves stressing their upper body or slouching to stay balanced. But this isn't proper. Try to stand upright. As for your eyes, you shouldn't look at the blocking fist. You should look straight. Alright, this is where you left off. the 몸tong 몸통막기. Now from here, you balance yourself on the right leg and go through the wind-up using your arms. You should inhale during this preparatory move. And for the 손날 아래막기, you should exhale about 2/3 of your breath and then make the block. As always, you should focus the remainder of your breath to your lower stomach. A key point for the move is to make a big arc and then to bring your right arm to your sternum. The gap between the blocking hand and your knee should be about a fist size. And as for the right hand, the wrist should be in line with your sternum and it should be apart by a hand's width. Next is a symmetrical block using the other hand. Don't forget to practice the wind-up and the breathing method that I told you. Your eyes should be focused in front of you and not looking downwards. You should look straight.
Remember how we told you that Jang, the 7th pattern, it means the mountain, the solidness, the strength of the mountain. Well, think about that now as we go through the highlights from Thursday and Friday.
This is where we left off, the 손날 아래막기 in the 왼 뒷굽이 stance. From here, you pivot on your right leg. Pivot on your right leg, turn, and go into the beom-seogi. This is when you should also wind up for the block. The key for the hands are to move the left hand as if initially blocking, and then to make a firm Batangson with the other to block the punch. The block is for situations where the opponent makes a swift punch. After the block, you capitalize on the momentum of the block and make a 등주먹 with the blocking hand and strike the opponent's face below the nose. This is a key point.
경계 준비 품새 태국 실장 구에 맞춰서 하 하이 하이와 하이 하이와 하이 하이와 하이 하이와 하이 하이와 바로 준비
Okay, let's review the patterns again.
하이와 하이 하이와 하이 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 하이와
Alright, you left off here last time, the 등주먹 Ap-chagi in the 왼범서기 stance. The following steps are symmetrical with the previous sequence, but you need to watch your stance. You shift your left foot to your right, and tilting your toes, you spin around. You have to tilt your toes and then spin around. And then making a large wind-up, you make a swift Batangson block. You need to be accurate with the block. You shouldn't make a snapping motion like this from your waist. Rather, you should make a big arc like this. And right after the block, you make a fist and strike the opponent with a 등주먹 Ap-chagi right below his nose.
Well, that's it for this week, guys. But before we go, a few more little words about vitamins. You know why we have vitamins? Of course, it's so that we become beautiful. Of course, people that are starting to lose their hair, they need to hook into things like milk and cheese, things that have vitamin A in them. And then to have beautiful nails, fingernails, toenails, we need to eat plenty of green leafy vegetables, things that have vitamin H in them. And then to get rid of those colds and stuff, vitamin C, and then blah, 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 all those different vitamins. It's so important, and then we can be beautiful. Well, you guys have lots of good food this weekend. Have lots of vitamins. Don't forget to eat them at night, and we'll see you all again next week for more on Taekwondo. Step by step.